Gentlemen, you know when you go from a man who's always in jeans and t-shirts to a dapper dressed man, you're going to find that these new dress clothes require a bit of higher maintenance. So that's what we're going to talk about today. A few tips and a couple of hacks on how to take care of your wardrobe. Here on Big Pretty Man. Hi, welcome back to Big Pretty Man, the channel for the extra large man who wants to live his life large and in charge. I'm your host, Timothy Big Pretty Crowe. I'm a wardrobe and lifestyle consultant for the extra large man. Okay guys, in all my talk about, dressing dapper and, dressing for success and being a large and in charge man, one thing that changes up if you are used to just being in jeans and t-shirts is that suddenly you have a wardrobe that takes some special care. With jeans and t-shirts, you just throw them in the washer, throw them in the dryer, and you're done. You don't have to iron them. However, when you start wearing suits, waistcoats, dress shirts, hats, slacks, suddenly you have outfits that need maintenance and proper care. And that's what I want to talk about today. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is about washing your clothes and maintaining your clothes. First thing I'll say, don't overwash your clothes. Far too many people overwash their clothes. They put something on, they're out and about for a little while, they ain't even sweaty, they ain't even dirty, they didn't get anything soiled, and what do? They throw it straight into the laundry hamper or straight into the washer. That's really not necessary. Unless you have gotten something very soiled or dirty, or you got, like a really sweaty day, you really don't have to automatically launder your clothes, especially your shirts, especially waistcoats or anything like that. But let's talk about just shirts. If you haven't gotten sweaty, if you haven't gotten dirty, the shirt's basically all right, and especially if you've been wearing an undershirt, beneath to kind of protect your shirt, then take it off, air it out, put it on a hanger, hang it somewhere it can air out a little bit, and then put it away. It's not dirty. It's fine. It doesn't smell. It doesn't, it didn't get perspiration on it. It's okay, because there's a problem. If you keep overwash your clothes, you are slowly breaking them down. You're breaking down the threads. You're wearing out the fabric. You're slowly disintegrating your clothes. That causes, no matter what you do, it's going to cause some fading. So and these clothes are expensive, as you found out. You want to make them last as long as they can. So don't overwash them unless it needs to be done. Now, if it starts smelling or something, or you did sweat it up, yes, wash it. But other than that, just hang it back up. Don't overwash the clothes. All right? So the next thing I would say about washing, and this is a big one, don't put your shirts, any of your shirts, even t-shirts in my opinion, but especially dress shirts, don't put any of your shirts in the dryer. What do you think lint is? When you see that ball of lint you have to take out of the lint trap, what do you think that is? That is your garment breaking down. That is the fabric, that is the fabric coming off of your garment that's being worn off and being agitated. It's also being baked in hot air. So and this is doing damage to your clothes. It's slowly wearing your clothes out every time you do it, and it's really not necessary. Especially when it comes to shirts, once you wash them, when you do have to wash them, hang them up. Even if you can, best if you can hang them outside and get that natural air to dry them. They always smell wonderful when you do that. But if you don't have that, hang them up in the house. Hang them in your laundry room, hang them in your bathroom, hang them in your bedroom, wherever you have that they can dry out. Keep them out of direct sunlight, unless they're outside. But let them dry out naturally. One, it'll keep down shrinkage of your shirts. Two, it will save the fabrics, the threads. They will not be getting this harsh beating and abuse. So hang them, let them dry. They'll last a lot longer. And you'll actually find that air drying them makes them actually a bit more comfortable. And while we're on dryers, let me say another thing. If you do use the dryer for any of your clothes, don't use those softening sheets, those fabric sheets. Those things are horrible, period. They have, what they're doing to make your clothes soft is they have petroleum product in it, oil. And that oil coating is getting on your clothes, and it makes them feel soft, at least for a while. Well, of course, if you smear down your clothes in Vaseline, they're going to feel soft. But this is a petroleum product. You don't want that on your clothes. Also, it's one of the #1 causes for dryer fires, which happen very often, can burn your whole house down. So stay away from those. What I would recommend is if you're wanting your clothes to feel soft, then put a bit of white vinegar, not the cedar vinegar. Cedar vinegar will make your clothes stink. But the white vinegar, put some of that in with your wash. The vinegar is a mild acid, and it will work with your clothes without damaging them, and it will make them softer. Quite frankly, the only thing that I wash and put into a dryer is jeans and maybe work type of socks, not my good socks. So other than that, nothing's of mine's going into a dryer. It's going to be hung to dry, and if I'm using the vinegar, it's going to be very soft. Now, another tip that I want to give, and please, guys, take this one to heart. Do not use regular chlorine bleach on your clothes, either to clean them or as a whitener. Just don't do it. Why? Because bleach is chlorine. It is a harsh chemical. If you get it on your skin, it can actually burn you. Do you think it's really good for your clothes? No, it's actually wearing down and disintegrating slowly the threads and fabric of your clothes. It will wear them out. Also, it does not work nowadays as a whitener. I know your grandma, her old cure to whiten everything was bleach, which she usually put in with her sheets and all of that. That goes out the window, because actually washing your whites in regular bleach is going to have the opposite effect now. It's going to make your clothes dingy. Why? Most companies, whether it be for shirts or even other products like toilet paper and even cotton balls, they put in what's known as OPTIC brighteners. These are chemicals, usually aqua green chemicals, that make the clothes reflect blue light. And when it reflects ultraviolet blue light, our eyes pick that up as white, bright white. When in truth, and it's a bit of, it shows you how our brains translates things from what it sees. Your eye is seeing it as bright white, but in truth, it's actually much more of a dingy color. But because you're seeing that optic brightener that's shining off of it, it comes about as a brilliant white. However, by the way, the companies did this to counteract natural yellowing of clothes. However, if you use bleach strips optic whiteners away. And how your clothes are going to look? They're going to look dingy, they're going to look grayish, even yellowish. You're wondering why. Well, it's because you're stripping away with your so-called whitening agent, bleach, you're stripping away the whiteners. No, what you need to use is what people often call bleach alternative, which is actually sodium percarbonate. And sodium bicarbonate is the ingredient you'll find in a lot of these bleach alternative products, and also in OxyClean. You can get the SPC as a separate, more straight concentrated version. But I've found that OxyClean, even though it's got other fillers, works pretty well. That's what you want to wash your whites in. And if you can throw a little, if you want to throw a little extra, maybe baking soda, actually for some reason, that actually helps in the cleaning. And actually, bleach alternative does very well with cleaning your clothes. So guys, stop with the bleach. You're just ruining your whites, and you're wearing your clothes out. Now, because we're on treating clothes, let's talk about dealing with stains. And it's gonna happen, folks. I'm extremely careful myself, but I still get stains. In fact, I had a pen in my pocket. I didn't know I had it. Got open, and I got an ink stain on a pair of shorts, which I'm having to treat. It's gonna happen. That's, whether you're going to get spilled food on your clothes, grass stains, dirt stains, oil stains. Eventually, it's, no matter how careful you are, it's going to happen. But don't need to panic. Most stains you can get out. And there are a lot of videos out there from some of the other gurus. Gentleman's Gazette did a wonderful series on how to get out stains. But I've also figured out a few of my own little tricks and hacks, which I'm going to share with you. For one, let's talk about one of the more famous. And, a lot of people don't think about what they could use that is with a bit of logic. Products that you already have that will help with stains, even though they're not normally used for that. And I want to show you one. And that would be, like I said, ring around the collar. Now, we're all familiar with ring around the collar. It's usually the hair oil and sweat, the oils from your head. And even though I'm bald, I still get it. You still have the oil in your hair, your head. And you get this, this ring that goes around the collar. As you see, this shirt needs to be longer, and you see a little bit of that ring around the collar. Now, how would you get that out? Now, there's a lot of different ways. You could just use vinegar and water, a mixture of vinegar, water, and a spray bottle. That will be, and spray that, brush it out, dab it out with a cloth, and then kind of scrub it out, then regularly wash it. That will work. But there's a better way and an easier way. I want you to think, what product is formulated to take out hair oil and sweat? What product that we commonly use, and all of us have in our house, is used to clean away hair oil? Shampoo. That's right. What you do is, and this is actually made to take oil out of hair. It's obviously not harsh as it's used on your hair, so it's not going to hurt your clothes. So what you do is you just take, and on the shirt, just spread you a good little bit on it. And you can take, one good thing is to have, you can get a stain brush. However, I've found that just using an old toothbrush, a soft toothbrush, works just as well, if not better. And you just kind of, once you put that on the shirt, you just scrub it with the toothbrush a little bit. Maybe take and work it in. You can rinse it then, put a little more on there, and then just launder it normally. It will actually just put it on there, and it'll usually take it out. It will take that ring around the collar straight away, and it will not damage your clothes. That's one particular good tip, and it does work. I forget where I got that one actually, but it does work. Now, another one that people don't think about is getting an oily stain from food. Spill some spaghetti sauce. It's got some olive oil in it. Some fried chicken. Anything that's got oil, or either animal-based or vegetable-based oils that get on your clothes, and that's going to be a stain. Well, there are a couple ways to get rid of those. Once again, another good common one is to use to use vinegar and water. That's really good at taking a stain. Wet the stain wherever it is, and then take and squirt it down with vinegar and water. Dab at it. Don't scrub, because that's going to push it deeper in the fabric. Dab at it to get that as much of that oil up as possible. The vinegar will actually help counteract that, so it will cause it to rise, and you can kind of soak it off the top, and that will work pretty well. Also, something else. Once again, let's go to products that are made for this type of thing, take care of this type of thing, that we don't commonly think about. Okay, what is a product that's made to take vegetable oils or cooking oils off of materials? Think about it. In fact, they even use it to take oil off of baby ducks, or ducks that have been covered in oil from these oil spills. That's right. Non-dishwashing liquid. Actually, you use most dishwashing liquids that are really good with. They're made to cut grease. Well, grease is animal fats and vegetable fats, and they do counteract them. We all seen the commercial where they have some greasy water, they put a drop in it, it all flees away. Well, guess what? It's going to work fantastic on your clothes. And if it can wash a baby duck with its feathers, its soft feathers, and without doing it harm, it's not going to harm your clothes. So I would actually wet the stain. Try to get as much off as possible. In fact, anytime you get a stain, even if you're out in a restaurant or something like that, immediately go somewhere and get some water and try to dab out as much as you possibly can. That's going to help with the washing later, and the treatments later. But, when you do have an oil stain, take and put, after you've used maybe some of the vinegar in the water, get up what you can. When you get home with it, put some, just a bit of Dove dishwashing soap on the stain and rub it in, kind of try to brush it out a bit, really work it into the cloth, and then wash it regularly. It will take out most oil stains right away. I've used it quite a bit. Now, one of the last things I want to talk about is about ironing and keeping wrinkles out of your clothes. And they, for the dapper man, they are the albatross around your neck. You're constantly fighting wrinkling clothes. Now, one thing I want to say is that when it comes to linen, especially in the summer, it's very hard to keep wrinkles out of linen. However, a little bit of wrinkling in linen in the summertime is actually kind of part of the look. Now, you don't want to look like it's been wadded up into a laundry hamper for a week. You do want to wash it. You do want to iron it. But a little bit of wrinkling with linen is expected, and even kind of a little bit of a part of the look. Yeah. However, ironing is something that you're going to have to learn, because if you want your clothes to look sharp and you want them to look crisp, you're going to need to learn how to iron, especially your shirts. You need to really iron your shirts and iron them well. And I'm going to do, I think, a video on how to properly iron at some point. However, when it comes to pants, there are, and even actually with shirts, there are a few little tricks that I can talk about. Now, I think we all know that, like with shirts, if you hang them up in a shower, hang them up outside your shower with hot water, you'll find that they will actually dry. It will take a lot of the wrinkles out of it. And with pants, I give this tip once before in my How to Put Your Outfit Together, but I'm going to give it again here. Never fold your pants up and put them in a drawer. Never do that. You're just putting wrinkles in the pants, and they're going to have to be ironed every time you take them out. No. What you do is you hang your pants. And don't hang your pants from the waist. Hang them from the cuff. Actually, as I said, I learned this I had a friend that was a old English butler, and he actually gave me a lot of hacks. In fact, I think he's the one that actually gave me the one about the Dawn dishwashing soap and the shampoo. I know it was that he gave me the shampoo, now that I think of it. Give me a lot of good hacks, but this one was one of the best, and that is to hang your pants from the cuff. When you hang your pants up from the cuff, you're giving gravity is helping pull the wrinkles out, and the longer it hangs, the more the wrinkles are pulled out. Now, as I said, I advise getting these type of hangers with the clips. Clip your pants and pull them nice and taut, and then hang them. And also, if you have old belts, you don't want really heavy, but if you have an old belt, you can put them in the loops, and that adds a little bit of extra weight, and that will actually pull the wrinkles out. Even if you've worn pants, you've been out and about, you got a little bit wrinkled, take them, stretch them, hang them. And I'm telling you, if you leave them hanging about half a day, or by the next day, for instance, I wore these pants, and as you can see, there's no wrinkles in it. Why? Because they've been hanging and that's been pulled out. Is it doing damage to the fabric? No, not really. And there's a little bit of pull on it, and if most of these are pants are either a linen, if they're a cotton polyester blend or something, it's not going to hurt them. And even now, if you have wool pants, be a little careful about that with those, because wool can actually pull and cause the fabrics to stretch. But but not severely if it's not wet. But so hang them like this, and they won't you won't get wrinkles. Now, another last thing I'm going to say is another product. Say you need to wash things that are a bit delicate. Well, there I would recommend hand washing, especially like with good dress socks. Hand wash them. Woolite is a really good product to use for hand washing something in warm water, and give it a good rinse, and then of course hang them to dry. Never anything that's delicate, never throw into the washer. Always check the back label. Learn what those symbols mean. And if it says do not wash, don't wash. So you can hand wash them. And another thing that I would highly recommend that you need to get is one of these, and that would be a washing clothing bag. These things are extremely handy. If you have something that's a little more delicate and you do want to put it in the washer, make sure it's not, it's material that can handle it. You can put it into a garment bag, and that's going to protect it. And even more, if it's something you feel so, you could kind of wrap it, fold it up, wrap it like a burrito, use some string to tie up, and wash it like that. That way, it's not being jerked and pulled, but it is still getting the water and soaps being pushed in and out of the fabric. That will help to clean it and will not damage the garment. So that's two that I recommend. And the final thing I'm going to say is avoid taking your clothing to the dry cleaners as much as possible. I'm telling you, dry cleaning uses some pretty harsh chemicals. And every time you take it in, it's wearing your clothes out. Now, there are some cases where you just can't avoid it. You got a stain on your sport coat or your suit jacket, and you need to you can treat it yourself, but it's a type, it doesn't seem to be working. Take it to the dry cleaners. But I would, I only on the rarest of occasions have I had to take my clothes to the dry cleaners. I can clean them myself. I know the tricks of cleaning myself. I can even wash wool. I may talk about that in some other video. And very rarely is there a type of clothing that I can't get clean myself, either by hand washing or gentle washing or using a garment bag. I can usually get my clothes clean, and I don't have to do it that often. But if you do have to take it to the dry cleaners, just remember, each time you do, you're damaging your clothes slowly. And every time you do it, you're taking life off of it. If you don't have to do it, don't. Same with the shirts, as I said with shirts. If you don't have to do it, don't do it. Do it only as is necessary. If you can hand wash it, hand wash it. If you can find a way to machine wash it without damaging it, machine wash it. Hang it. Always hang delicate things to air dry. If you do that, you're not really going to have to use the dry cleaners very much, or if at all. It's very rare, like I said, that I have to take something to dry cleaners. And it will all of this will help protect your clothes. Okay, guys, well, that's all I've got for these hacks and tips for clothing maintenance, at least for now. I do have a few more tips, like how to wash wool and things like that. I may end up doing another one of these videos, And also, hey, if you have any tips on clothes maintenance, a few or your own little hacks you figured out, I would love to hear them. I always love to learn new types of hacks, because when you learn how to clean your own clothes and do it right, it saves money. It saves from dry cleaning, and actually saves your clothes, which saves when you have to buy new ones. So I always love hearing new information. So leave it down in the comment, and also while you're there, give me a little like. And if you haven't already joined the Big Pretty Nation, then I would love to have you. Please, subscribe. I love getting new fans. I love hearing from my subscribers. So learn how to take care of your clothes, learn how to wash your clothes, learn how to iron your clothes, so that they'll be nice and crisp, and you'll step out and you will stay pretty.